Hi guys, and welcome to this video which is going to be comparing the properties of metals and non-metals. Now I've already gone through with you the properties of metals in the video which there is a link to on the screen here. But the main properties that you do need to know are that they're good conductors of electricity and heat, they're malleable, they're dense, solid, shiny, have high melting points and are insoluble. What we're going to do now is we're going to move on to the non-metal properties. And one of the key things is it's pretty much the opposite to metals. So whereas metals are shiny, non-metals are dull looking. Whereas metals were malleable, non-metals are brittle, which means they snap easily. They also tend to have lower boiling points than metals do as well, with most of the non-metals being gases, with one liquid which is bromine and very few solids. They also don't conduct electricity or heat. And finally, they are usually less dense than metals. Right, let's have a look at a few questions then. So we've just got the two here, which is ionic copper chloride is a blue solid made up of the metal copper and the non-metal chlorine. Give three properties of a metal, like copper, and give three properties of a non-metal, like chlorine. Now you'll notice, as most exam questions do, this whole part at the top here doesn't really add anything to the question. The key part here that you want is give three properties of a metal and give three properties of a non-metal, which you should know from watching the video. So pause now, have a go, we'll see how you've done in a min. Okay, let's have a look and see how you've done then. So we'll start off with the properties for a metal then. You could have had high boiling point, you could have had malleable, you could have had shiny, you could have had more dense, you could have had doesn't conduct heat or doesn't conduct electricity, and you could have had insoluble. Any three of those would have got you 3 marks. For your non-metal, low boiling points, brittle, dull, less dense, and don't conduct heat or electricity. 3 of those would have got you 3 marks again. So that pretty much ends this video. We'll have a look at the review question, which is when elements react, the compounds they produce often end up with different properties. Iron chloride is an ionic compound made up of a metal, iron, and a non-metal, chlorine. Compare the difference between the properties of iron and chlorine. So very similar to what I've just been talking about. Ignore the waffle, concentrate on here. Compare the difference between iron, which is a metal, and chlorine, which is a non-metal. So what are the properties of metals? What are the properties of non-metals? It's a 6 marker. Off you go. And that ends this video. Hi guys, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, click the subscribe button down below and visit the website mrbarnestc.com for more.